Okay, so I've been testing this unit for about 2 weeks now, and it's the Feiyu-tech WG, WG standing for Wearable Gimbal, and I've been pretty happy with it. I've been fairly impressed with how good this is for the money. So let's go into what it does. So basically, it's for action cams, like GoPros, certainly designed for GoPro in my opinion. I've not tried it with any other action cam yet, and it stabilises your footage, and you can wear it. And it's not too heavy, and it's pretty well constructed, mostly metal, and fairly solid considering its weight and price. And as you can see, it holds the horizon pretty well. In this mode, which is mode 1, which is when you turn it on, how it behaves out of the box, it holds a horizon line but follows panning. So as you can see, it's following my movements, a little bit behind, a little bit slow in my opinion, but it follows pretty well. You can also hold it for a second in a new position, and then it will hold that position. And that is, I have to say, really handy and really intuitive and easy to use. Let's just quickly go through the other modes. Then you have mode 2, which then follows your up and down. So if you're looking up at a building, down at a crowd beneath you, whatever, it will follow that action. Like so. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Bit of a delay, but you get the idea. And if you hold it down for about a second, until that is continuous blue, then it goes into lock mode, and it basically will try to keep looking the same direction no matter what you do until you hit the mechanical limit, which is there. Then it will try and find its position again. So you can go kind of all the way around and try and trick it, and it gets back to its mechanical capabilities and then starts working again. So that could be kind of handy if you're maybe walking down the centre of a church and you want everything to be nice and symmetrical and you want it to be as perfect as you can, it's as smooth as you can, so it's almost like it's on rails. You're always going to get the movement of the user in there. You can't do anything about that, but it can sort of lock down the direction it's looking. Get back to mode 1 quickly. So my findings. I think it's really good for the money. I think it's surprisingly capable considering how much it is. It's pretty light, so you don't notice it too much. And generally I've been very happy with it. Couple of issues. Firstly, my horizon line is about 1 or 2 degrees off, about 1.5 degrees off, and because I'm a Mac owner and I don't own a PC, I can't access any of the settings. I can't change anything. I can't upgrade the firmware. I can't do anything like that until I borrow a friend's PC, which is damn annoying. Really, how many people own Macs these days? A lot of us. I'm sure this doesn't bother a lot of you, but it bugs me. It bugs me that they haven't given any kind of Mac compatibility with the firmware upgrade or accessing the settings or anything like that. So yeah, that's an issue. Hopefully, once I borrow a friend's laptop and tweak the settings, I can get the horizon line bang on. It's a little bit annoying that it's slightly off and I can't do anything about it. So that's bugbear number 1. Another sort of, it's just a part of the design process really, but one thing you could criticise is, I'll just show you how long this takes. Let's just turn it off. If you hold down the button for a full sort of second or 2 seconds, it turns all the way off. To get the GoPro off to change the battery or to, use the GoPro for another reason, this is just a little bit of a faff. Just unscrewing these long threaded, it's toolless at least, thank God. You've got to go through all this each time you want to change a battery in the GoPro or use the GoPro for another reason. It's not the end of the world, but a quick release, it wouldn't have taken a mastermind to figure out a quick release on there would be a little bit better. Also, the battery compartment is here. I'll just show you that while I'm pulling things apart. That's toolless as well, just a little thumb screw, and then you've got 2 batteries there, and it comes with another 2, so you've basically got a spare battery for it. This GoPro attachment that came with it, that's not toolless. It's a couple of Allen key things that it came with, and it came with the Allen key as well. Let's show you what else it came with. Pretty nice carrying case, fairly well padded, well designed. Zip works as a handle. What more can you ask for? So that's your 2 spare batteries here, battery charger there. That gives you little indicators letting you know that it's charging and when it's charged, so that all works as you would like it to. A spare one of those, which is the GoPro accessory mount, so you can attach it to any old GoPro mount. Oh, something else I should also say, behind this mount here is a tripod adapter, and there's also one there. So one there and one there. So you can put it straight on a tripod as well. So that's pretty neat. Then you've got your USB instructions, which are okay. They're not brilliant, they're not terrible, but they're not brilliant. And then a bunch of GoPro accessory type stuff, which you've probably already got if you've got a GoPro, but it's nice to get it twice. Stickers to stick an extra mount on the top of a car or something like that. Obviously it's not waterproof, so you're not going to be sticking this to the surfboard anytime soon. That will knacker it. And then a bunch of other bits and bobs, which I just haven't used. That's your USB reader, which you can use to update the firmware, but I can't do that on the Mac, so I haven't used it. And your USB cable for obviously charging, plugging that into the charger, and then away you go. So there you go. Something else I should also say, let's quickly jump cut to while I put this back on. So let's turn this on. So let me just explain how I've been using it quite a lot. I've tried it out in lots of different ways, but I've been mostly using it inverted. So I've been having it on my chest mount, like so, attached at this point, pointing upwards. And that's for the reason so that when you're actually cycling on the bike and you lean forward, this gimbal isn't getting in shot, like so. So, and in order to get it inverted, what you do, you sort of start it up how you're roughly going to be using it, like that. A little bit of a longer press, there we go. And then you press it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and that inverts it. And that's how I've been using it for 90% of the time on my chest. So that I can ride like that, and it holds horizon, and it follows my turning. I wish it turned a little bit quicker. Again, if I could get into the settings, I could probably fine tune that to some degree. If you go around a corner real fast, obviously you're gonna hit the mechanical limit, but I mean that's for fairly aggressive movements. So that's how I've been using it, so I just thought I'd show you that. Let's turn it off. I've also been using it attaching like a selfie stick to the GoPro mount, just your typical sort of GoPro or something like that, and then just walking around with it, and you get pretty smooth, good results with that, because you've got the, you know, the length of the stick also stops sort of lots of weird little hand movements, and then you've got the actual gimbal itself, so you get pretty smooth results that way. So yeah, so battery life, it's been about, I wouldn't like to give you an exact number, but I would say you could use it for a good long afternoon before having to change it without too much of a problem. A good 2-3 hours, it's a bit of a guess, I've not timed it. That's roughly what it feels like though, you know, out and about on the bike. And limitations to what you can use it for, I would say if you want to be jogging or running aggressively, this isn't going to hack it. It's just too much of a jerky up and down movement. It won't be able to compensate enough. It will look better than if you used no gimbal and you just used a chesty, but it's definitely better for things like mountain biking where you've got it's attached to your body and your body's not sort of doing this. It might be sort of wallowing around and doing jumps, but it's not aggressively doing this constantly like it would be if you were running. So yeah, it's capable, but not that capable. So if you're a runner and you want to get lots of shots of running through rugged rocky land or something like that, it will help your shots, but it won't be dead smooth. It will have a bit of a twitch every other step, pretty much. So yeah, so I've been pretty happy with it, and I think it's very well made, well designed, and a decent bit of kit for the money. Because it really isn't very much at all. So yeah, that's my findings. Couple of little niggles, little bugbears, but I would recommend this. Anyone who uses GoPro extensively and wants to up their production value, this will definitely help. So anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. Hopefully there's a bit of useful information in there. If I've forgotten anything, I will add some gumph to the end of the video. Okay. Daddy's going to go through the cave. Quick, through the cave. Coming through the cave, Georgia. Coming through the cave. Quite happy over there. Georgia, you're having a whale of a time, aren't you?